In today's video, we're going over the best TV/monitor settings you guys can use for the new Vondel map. I haven't made a video like this in a minute, and a lot of you guys have been asking me to make one of these videos in the comment section, so here it is. I'm going to go over my settings as well as some settings I recommend for you guys if you guys do use a TV or a different type of monitor. So with that being said, if you guys do enjoy today's video and learn something new, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe to the channel and post notifications so you guys don't miss any more videos like this. And straight into today's topic, which is your monitor/TV setting. This is what's responsible mostly for making your game look more colorful and more saturated, more contrast and brightness and stuff like that. I make a lot of graphic settings video about how you can actually do that on your console, but most of that control is going to come from your TV or monitor. So the gameplay you guys are watching right now is how it looks on PS5. This is PS5 right here, same exact settings, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that on your monitor to make it look like mine. Now obviously I'm not playing with a camera looking at my monitor, I'm playing directly from my capture card, which also has the exact same settings that my monitor has. That way you guys can see it as colorful as I can. So therefore you guys are going to see a very colorful output and not only just me seeing it. So the same things I'm doing to my capture card, if you guys apply these to your monitor or TV, it's going to look basically the same. First things first is color or saturation. You have different names for this. If you guys have a TV or monitor, try grabbing the remote or just do it manually by pressing the buttons on your TV. Now I have a BenQ monitor. I use BenQ for like the majority of my gameplay. I do have an LG monitor as well, but I kind of use it as a side one. I sometimes play on it, but mostly just the BenQ one. And this does have a color saturation setting, and it can go all the way up to 20 from 0. So I do turn this one up to about 15. Too much color can be a little bit annoying. I don't like having too much color, but for the new Vondel map, because it's so vibrant and colorful, having that color definitely helps. So for me, I have 0 to 20. If you guys have a percentage number, I recommend around 75% or whatever is, I guess, comfortable for you guys. Everyone has different TVs and monitors, and it affects the screen differently. So if you guys want to turn that up, you guys can. I use 15 out of 20, which is technically 175%. So if you guys want to use just 75% going from 0, you guys can. If you're going from 100 and up, then 175% would be good. But color and saturation is not the only important thing for making the game look good. Contrast makes a really big difference as well, and your contrast settings are very important. I've noticed that different TVs have different names for this, and I've seen some that says darkness. They say some really goofy names, but if you guys play around with it, basically when you turn the contrast up, the game should have deeper colors. So it should have deeper reds, blues, oranges, yellows, as well as blacks and whites, making the game look more, I guess, full and less washed. Because if you guys have your brightness up quite a bit, the game's gonna have this whitish, fog around it, and it just doesn't really look as good. If you guys are having that problem, I'm telling you guys right now, the exact issue is contrast. If you turn your contrast up or just turn your brightness down, that fog and washed look is going to go right away. So on mine, I have mine set to 10 out of 20. So for you guys, that would be about half. So 50%, maybe 65% would be a good number. Like I said, everyone has different TVs, everyone has different eyes. So try out that number, play around that number somewhere around 50%. You don't want to have that too high because the game will look very dark if you try to max it out, and you won't be able to really see things. But speaking of seeing things, another really important thing is sharpness. And I actually did make a video of this, I believe my last video, about how you guys can change this within the game. So you don't really need to play with this on your monitor, but in case you guys do want to do it anyway, you guys can adjust your sharpness or sharpen settings on your monitor or TV by going to that and just turning it up. Sharpness is responsible for making sure the lines in the game or whatever you're watching are much sharper, much more crispy, and it's easier to identify objects that are standing or near other objects. For example, if you have a person that's behind a wall, if you have your sharpness down really low, it can be kind of hard to tell which part is the wall and which part is a person, but with sharpness and lines, it's going to be a lot easier. If you guys have watched my last video and you guys followed my instructions, you guys probably don't need this at all, so I recommend you guys just skip this. I don't have any sharpness settings on my monitor for this reason. The game actually has a built-in thing to where it can do all of that from the game. You don't need to do anything on your monitor for that, but like I said, if you guys want to, you guys can. Now on my specific model for my BenQ monitor, I do have a black equalizer setting, and I don't really recommend you guys use this if you guys don't need it. Basically this just makes the black areas a little bit easier to see, but it doesn't really help in my opinion. It's kind of the same logic with the brightness thing. Most people think that if you turn your brightness up, then all the dark areas are going to be lit up and you can see enemies better. No. The dark areas are going to light up, but so are the enemies, and they're going to just still look super washed and blended in. So in order to actually fix that, you have to apply contrast, and I don't think the black equalizer setting really applies that much contrast unless you can do it at the same time, which for my model I can't actually, you know, engage black equalizer while engaging contrast. So in my opinion, I think contrast is definitely much better. If you guys have a new TV or like a smart TV, a lot of these actually come with a 1 millisecond response time or faster response time thing, so you guys can go to the settings and find the fastest way. Now if you actually do have this setting, there's a good chance it might remove some of your color settings. Some can't run them at the exact same time like my model. If I actually want to play on instant mode, is what mine is called, I have to turn off my color settings, and I don't want to do that. So I'd rather have the small amount of delay just to make sure my game looks really good, but it's not that much delay. I do have a gaming monitor. It's probably like 3 or 2 milliseconds still, so it's nothing major. Now I use a Elgato, so I don't have to worry about this issue. For those of you who don't know, real quick, the Elgato is basically a capture card that you can hook up to your PC, and you can basically stream your gameplay from your PS5 or whatever, using Xbox, whatever, to your PC. And I'm using 4K, so that's why my videos look so high quality. For those of you that are wondering how, you know, does your gameplay look so good on a console, that's how. And from this software, you can change the color, you can change the contrast, the brightness, stuff like that. So I'm making the game look different for myself, as well as making it look different for you guys, so you guys have a more enjoyable experience when you're watching my videos. For those of you that are wondering, yes, I do have a PC that can run Warzone. I do play on it every once in a while, I make a couple of videos on it, but for the most part, my videos are console related and console themed, so I try to keep it console. But that's basically all I have for today's video. If you guys do have any trouble figuring out some of this stuff, you guys can join my Discord. I can try to talk to you guys in person. I'll have a link in the description. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, and understanding always.